Hi, everybody. I'm getting this workout started like right now. I think all of my little slugs probably ate too much for Thanksgiving. So they're having a hard time getting online. We're going to do a workout. So here we go. I have to walk around to get to my little set here. So I'm on location. I'm at my daughter's house. And so I'm scrounging around looking for items to do a weighted workout. So look what I'm going to do. See this big dictionary that she made into like a little collage? It's pretty heavy. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use, she had a nice little fry pan. This has got to be, 3 to 4 pounds right here. So we're going to have a fry pan. I have a bucket. See, this is a nice, clean, just utility bucket that I found. I have a pumpkin in here, and I have 5 pounds of flour. I think it's 5 pounds. And we're going to use that to do loading. But before we do that, we're going to get warmed up. So what are you going to do if you haven't been moving? You've been eating, you've been doing all kinds of stuff with your desk, but you haven't really moved your muscles or your joints. You start moving. And how do you do that? Find a coffee table, find a low chair, whatever. We'll go lower and then we'll go higher. And just do like this. See that? I just put my foot on the chair bottom and turned out right there. Now I'm going to put this foot here and turn and push out on my knee. I'm going to come back and I'm going to go to the side. Then I'm going to turn and go to the side. Then I'm going to turn front and just like put my foot here and then turn here and put my foot here. Now, even doing that kind of a motion where I go back, don't hook your foot on the chair. Just tap it. See, we're just moving through this and we don't want to get hooked and cause an incident of falling. Then I'm going to come back around and I'm going to do repeated tap ups. So I didn't say step ups. I'm going to do repeated taps. See that? I'm going to just tap. I'm going to just get this going and then I'm going to start moving my arms with my tapping. I'm going to keep my chin tucked. I'm going to say rib cage up. I'm going to drop my shoulders. And I'm just going to press into the chair as I'm lifting. I press a little bit. Press a little bit. Oh, there's my dogs. Not my dogs. Daughter's dogs. Breath, breath, breath. Then I'm going to turn. I'm going to go step behind step. So I'm in just a little living room and I'm just moving through a warm up. Okay, I'm not going to make it super long because I've got some really good items I'm going to start lifting. Okay, so as I'm stepping, I don't go fast and I try to actually cross right here and back. If that motion gives you a little uncomfortable, like that you might fall, then just put your foot behind and step, okay? But if you can totally cross, do that. Then you start adding the arms, okay? So we're just gonna press, press, tap, press, press, tap, press, press, tap. So you start moving. If you want to get your joints unstiff, start moving. And that's what we're doing. One way up over the head. Okay. So when you haven't exercised for a couple of days, off your regular schedule, start with very low, very controlled motions. Okay. Not slinging, not going real fast. doing some repeated side to side steps. Then I'm going to do forward step ins. I didn't call it lunges. Bye, Jessica. So I'm stepping in, I'm stepping in, breath, stepping in, breath, stepping in, breath, stepping in, breath. I want to do a couple so I feel a little pressure right here. You notice I didn't say knee. I don't want pressure on my knee. But I do want to step in, and when I step in and I drop, I didn't say lunge because when I say lunge, people tend to want to do this. I don't want you to do that. I want you to drop your back knee until you just start to feel the muscles working. Yeah, just like that. See that? So by doing this correctly, and now I have the arms, I can address my Achilles tendon. I can address my tight calf, soleus muscle, my plantar fasciitis issues. So I'm not doing a hard press. I'm stepping forward a little bit bigger than a normal step. Then I drop my knee, okay? And you just bring it right in line with your toes. Take a big breath. I'm right here, breath. I'm right here, breath. It's amazing how doing a set of maybe 20, I mean, if you wanted to and you couldn't think of anything else that you know, to do, you could do 2 sets of 20 of these. You see how I'm keeping my shoulders down? So when I come up, my elbows don't go above my armpit, okay? Take a big breath. Don't lean in. We got a couple more to do. Breath. So when you've been traveling, or you've had guests in, you've been eating stuff that you're not normally used to eating, some of you, you just get off of doing your regular movement patterning that we've been doing on a regular basis. I'm going to do a couple more. Stay with me, okay? So see, when I come up, my palms are down. See that? Okay. Tight tummy, breath. And if you can keep your heel down, that's another little safety feature of this little step in, okay? It makes it so that you don't go too far forward or too far down, okay? Because you keep your heel down and back, it's kind of a natural stop, okay? Breath, breath, and bring it down. Good, shake out, shake out, shake out. Open those arms. Do a little slap on your back, see that? That's a slap. And when I come back, I want to keep my shoulders down. 1. When I come back, I want to keep my elbows bent. I don't go straight. I want to get my pectorals all opened up. Because a lot of you have been sitting around here like this. So we want to be gentle on the way we start to open up. Okay? So it's a press, and you press the elbows back. Keep your chin tucked, because if you don't keep your chin tucked, when you do this, you tend to want to do the forward head thing. So we don't want to do that. So tuck your chin, and as you open back, then just you can feel a really nice moving or dynamic stretch through the chest, the pectorals. Breath, take a breath. Take a breath and take a breath. Good. Okay. Now, side to side, split stance. Breath, 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 breath. Turn, turn, turn. Keep your chin tucked. Okay. And other leg forward. Hold on to that move. Breath, 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 breath. Good. Okay. Now, I'm going to just turn out like that. See that? Okay, that opens up your hip here. This is my hip that is replaced. It's not gonna hurt that unless you have something else going on. See how I'm turning out? I feel a tightness in here. Okay, I'm gonna do it gently. I'm not gonna put a lot of pressure on that. I'm gonna bring it back. Turn, take a big breath in through the nose and come back. Take a big breath in through the nose, come back. Yeah, just like that. Turn, big breath. And here we go, turn, big breath, and back. Good. Okay, I have a coffee table here. It's just a trunk that my daughter made into a coffee table, but it's very sturdy. If you don't have a coffee table, get you a kitchen chair, okay? So a kitchen chair is perfectly fine. So I'm just gonna go to a sit down. So this is almost like a kitchen chair height. Sometimes kitchen chairs are maybe 1 inch higher. Anyway, this works very well. So here's my heavy book. Believe it or not, this is almost like 4 or 5 pounds. So I'm just gonna take my book like this. I'm gonna open back like this. I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna keep my chin tucked. I'm gonna open back and I'm gonna go up. Yeah. So I'm keeping my chin tucked. And this way I'm doing almost like an incline press. Okay? Doesn't hurt my shoulders, it helps my shoulders because I'm keeping my shoulders down. Okay? Now, if I want to put a little more press or a little more challenge on my abdominals, my core, when I go up, I just bring one leg up. See that? Take a big deep breath. So I'm staying open at the hip. My back is extended. My chin is down. And I'm just going to do some knee ups. I'm going to keep my elbows in. My elbows are not flared with this. So this is probably 5 or 6 pounds. This little book. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Keep the elbows in. The elbows in. Yeah. Breath through the nose. The elbows in. Elbows in. Breath. Shoulders down. Breath. I'm just bringing those knees up. Take big breaths. Okay. Then I'm going to come right here. Bend in. Shake out. Now I'm going to hold this book right to me. I'm going to take a wide stance with my legs. Okay. Drop my shoulders. Lean in. Shine your taillights. Okay. The minute I say shine your taillights, you should have felt extension through the back. So I'm going to come here, and I'm not going to use momentum to get me up. What am I going to use? My muscles. Okay. So I have to be in the right position. Wide stance. See? Toes pretty forward. Drop your shoulders. I got a heavy weight. It's right here close to me. I'm going to go in here. Press. Put my elbows on my knees. Equalize. Just like that. I'm going to take my book. Put it right down. Bring it right back. I'm going to stay in my heels. I'm going to go down and up. Down and up. As if I'm setting it down. Down and up. Stay in the heels. Breath. 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 Now don't put your elbows on your legs. So go down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Breath. Keep your chin tucked. Breath. Breath. Stay in your heels. Breath. Breath. And hang out there for just a few seconds. So I'm in my heels primarily. Should be feeling your quads for sure. Get a nice hit on the quads. You notice I didn't stay down there too long, but enough to feel these working. That's the key when you've been off your schedule. You haven't been, you missed a couple workouts. Just enough to feel those muscles start to move. Okay, so it's like if you haven't been on a bike for a long, long time and you decide to go do 150 miles in one day. So I was saying this to benefit my son-in-law, who did just that. And then he wondered why his knees were bothering him. He's a young guy, strong guy. You don't do like nothing and then go do a lot. So what am I doing here? This is probably equivalent of a 5-pound weight. And I'm not going all the way up, all right? So as I'm doing this, I'm just gonna tap here and tap back, see? So as I lift, I'm just gonna keep this motion going. So this knee is soft, okay? My tummy's super tight, and I'm just tapping out to the side. See that? I'm not going all the way up. I'm just doing enough to feel this muscle start to like get attention. Oh my goodness, she's lifting those dadgum weights again. See that? Breath. Okay, one more. Because I'm just feeling my muscle, not my joint. I'm feeling my muscle start to activate. So I'm going to stay level. Okay, so this workout's going to be the workout that you missed after Thanksgiving. Okay, that's how I'm going to say this. Because I've been off, you know, the live Zoom class since, you know, before Thanksgiving. So we've missed a few strength things. You've probably lost a lot of sleep. So when your schedule is disrupted for whatever reason, even when you miss a couple workouts and stuff, you got to get back on there, but don't overdo it, is my point. Okay, I got one more. See how I'm just going just a little bit up there with this heavy book? Or if you have a weight, it would be about 5 pounds, not super heavy, but enough to know that you pick something up repeatedly, right? Now I'm going to hip hinge and do a high squat, like a benches right under my butt here. See that? And then I'm going to bring my arms just like this because I'm trying to give my shoulder, my muscle around the shoulder, which is called the shoulder girdle, a chance to wake up. So I'm not going to swing it. I'm lifting. See that? My elbows are pulling back. When my elbows pull back, that means my shoulder blades go toward my spine. Okay? Goes into the vertebrae there, or right beside it. I'm not. Breath through the nose. Breath through the nose, out through the mouth. Go. Take a big breath. Go. Go. Yeah, I'm doing this repeatedly because when you're starting to get back on track, you do more repetitions generally, and you don't go so heavy with the lifting. So that's what I'm doing. Breath. Then I'm going to come back up. Take a big breath again. Cross over. Okay? And back. This simple maneuver becomes not so simple when you start to handle objects. Because as I step over cross my midline, then I have to do all kinds of shifting through my body, which starts the brain controlling everything. So when you do this, now see, I'm going ahead and putting my foot down, okay? And I'm gonna come back, neutral stance, right? So what's that? Shoulders down, chin is tucked, rib cage is up. Got it? Then I cross over and I go ahead and shift my weight fully so that I'm sharing the balance. Okay, that can be real scary for people who are having balance issues. Number one, if you are, you need to get to the bottom of why, okay? It's not always just a matter of, well, I'm losing muscle. By the way, when you start working on your muscle and you increase your strength, that is the first thing that improves, is your balance. However, if you've got have a sinus infection, ear issues going on, if you have eyesight changing, a whole host of things. If the biggest reason, I think I'm pretty safe to say that it's probably the foremost reason that, especially if you're over like 65 or so, that you lose balance, you're dehydrated. And one of my class members is constantly hammering. Judy is saying, make sure you tell them to drink water. And it's drinking water, but if that water's not getting absorbed, which a lot of times we don't just drink water. See, I'm just doing this constant shifting. Why am I doing that? Well, I'm telling you my story, number one. And number two, I'm constantly shifting. And I'm constantly thinking, okay, what am I doing now? What am I doing now? How do I keep upright without the telltale rocking? So I'm trying to stay pretty solid in my column as I move my legs, my limbs back and forth, okay? So dehydration is a big deal with dizziness, okay, or fainting, that type of thing, feeling that, an imbalance, all that. Okay, so we woke up all of our upper, all of our lower, we've done some squats, we've got our arms going, and now we're gonna do a central load. And the reason that I did all that crossing over just now was because I wanted to get myself prepped and ready to do a carry, okay? So here's my bucket, and I've probably got about 20 pounds in here, thereabouts, okay? It might be 18. So as I'm stepping forward, I want to stay level, see, with my shoulders. I want to stay nice and level, and I'm just walking, and I'm trying not to do the rocking that many times we get into. And a lot of times we can't help some of the rocking, especially if you have, for instance, a hip replaced, if you're having back issues. But a lot of times we can straighten it out just by thinking and staying in control. So this is my little challenge, but I'm trying to stay real solid across, bend my knee, do a little stepping. So this is the thing. This is the cascading of the weakening of our bodies. We have a little hitch. We have a little, it just feels uncomfortable. Maybe a little tinge. We'll say that. It's not really painful. It's just, it doesn't feel right moving. So what do? Then you quit moving, see? And then you quit moving with a load. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to recognize it, take care of those imbalances if you can. Proper posture, going through this whole range of motion for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, 50 minutes always. Now I'm going to come back. And the reason I want you to go from side to side is I want you to notice, how does it feel when you carry a suitcase or a bag of groceries on one side versus the other side? See, what I'm going through here with you, generally always in my class, is stuff that is very functional, okay? Meaning I want you to get better at carrying out daily activities, very functional activities, better. I want you to do it better, okay? So this is my challenge side always. I have my knee replaced over here. It's the hip. I tell you, you have to really know and be aware of how that has impacted your walking, your carrying, all that, okay? So what I wanted to do is target some major muscles today. I didn't want a super long session. And I wanted to target up here, all up through the shoulders, the back area, which we have done, and we're going to do a few more. I want to use a kitchen chair or a bench. I want to do some simple carrying objects, and I found these just laying around the house. Okay, that's all. And now I'm going to go right up through the back. Okay, the shoulders, the back of the shoulders. See how I'm scooting to the edge? Drop your chin. Yeah. Now, put pressure in the heel of the hands, but don't raise your shoulders. Okay? This move has gotten a lot of bad press because people execute it incorrectly. And it can hurt your shoulder. Okay? But it is a powerful way to get yourself lined up and to get the back, upper back, the shoulders really stronger. So I'm right here close to my hip. I'm on the heel of my hands. I'm dropping my shoulders. And I don't do anything. I just bring the butt off the chair, off the bench. Okay? And if you have a padded chair, that might make it more comfortable. But generally, you can handle something like this, okay? So it's just putting your whole body weight into the upper back, shoulders, etc. Okay? Take a big breath, drop those shoulders, drop those shoulders, drop those shoulders, come back, okay? Now we're gonna sit to stand, all right? And here we go. First thing I do is widen up. That's the very first problem that a lot of people have. They stay narrow and they try to get up, and then it's a problem. Then I'm going to come way down. I'm going to shine my taillights, tighten in my tummy, drop my shoulders, take a big breath, press into the heels, and I'm up. I'm going to come back down, make sure my chair is under me. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it about 6 times. Okay? Press. And so every time you go to stand up from a chair, from John, very functional. We want to really get our proper postural stance and then really use these muscles because they have to hang around as long as you do so that you keep your independence. Okay? So take a big breath. I said I was going to do 6. Kathy's not here to count, but I'm going to do 2 more. I think that's about 6. Take a big breath and come back. Yay. Okay, here's my loaded bucket again. Now, you remember what we did just a while ago with stepping over? Okay, so we've already done our bucket and we've just done a little ambulation, okay? But now I have to manage this with this, okay? I'm gonna keep my feet on the ground. So I'm gonna come back. This is neutral stance. And I'm gonna cross because this is gonna come over here, okay? And come back. So now I've been putting my feet on the ground this whole time. See, I've been going right on down. So now what I want you to do with this load that we're carrying in the bucket, could be a suitcase, could be a free weight. This is just somewhere between 15 and 20 pounds. I'm not quite sure because I got a pumpkin in there and I'm not sure. I should have stepped on the weight scale. But now what I want you to do is just do a tap. See that? So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do a tap. And it's across my body tap. See that? And it's going to come back. It's just a little tap. Just like that. See that? And it's going to come back. And it's going to be a little tap. Just like that. Come back. And a little tap. Okay? This way, I'm giving a rest, recovery, but I'm working at the same time because I'm trying to keep symmetrical. Don't drop your shoulders as you do this little tapping. See that? Now, once I've done that, crossing the body like this, the midline, holding on to a weight. Now I'm going to start to do a little dip. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to just come right here, and I'm just going to bring the toe right here, and I'm just going to act like I'm going to squat. And then I'm going to come back. See that? So a lot of times, where I'm bending here on my replaced side of where the knee is replaced, I want to make sure I'm pushing my butt back, holding onto this weight right here. See, I'm just toe tapping. If you wanted to hang your toe up here and just do it free, you could, but you'll lose balance in your fight with it, and that's okay. To just put your toe here. Push the butt back. See, I'm trying to overload right here, and my hip, and the back of my leg. Okay, while I'm maintaining right here. Take a big deep breath. So this could be a weight that you're holding on to. Okay, and so now right at the end, now I'm fixing to go to the other side, but I'm going to put this right here in front of me, step wide, and I'm going to just pull. I'm just going to pull. Take a big breath, pull. So I just want to put some good weight into the fronts of my arms, front of my shoulder, my core, back. Just want to get those muscles knowing that I'm still here. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. And just working both hands. Breath. If you've had an injury, for instance, you really can't use your hand, then you're going to use the hand that's around the bucket or around the weight, and then you're just going to put the affected hand right here. And if you'll see from the side, you see how I'm extended? Yeah. If you want to switch, if you can. Good. Bicep curl going. Breath and breath. Now, we're going to come back to that stance. So this is the leg that I dipped before, okay? So this leg is going to be the leg that's going to dip, okay? I'm going to load, going to hang on here, take a big breath, shoulders are in symmetry, okay? I'm going to go tap. Now, if you wanted to, again, you could just bring that toe off the ground and see how I'm doing these little presses. You can use your toe or not, but what you don't want to do is lean into your weight. You want to really make this side work to keep you in symmetry. So I'm doing this little press. I just keep one toe barely touching. And again, if you want to make it harder, don't even touch the front toe. Now, take a big breath. Take a big breath. So you're hip hinging. You're coming up. You're hip hinging, and you're staying in that hip hinge, and then you're bending the knee so that you get your single legs beginner squatting going. You're on all four corners of that foot. A little more press into the hip. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Yes. Good job. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Now we're going to do a full body load. So we went through various stances, right? Across midline. We did carries, one side, then the other side. Then we do full pulls for the chest, back, shoulders. Okay. Now we're going to do a full body load. So I'm going to do right here. Move this back a little bit. So this could be your chair. Okay. Your kitchen chair. If you don't have a kitchen chair, just use a coffee table, as I'm doing now, sturdy one. So here I am. I'm going to bring it right down to a nice plank hold. I'm going to bring my knee in, okay? And at this point, I'm going to press that heel back. So I get a really pronounced stretch on my calf, my foot. I'm dropping. I'm starting to do a little hyperextension in the back. Not a big one, a little one. Then I'm not gonna hold it forever. Then I go back. I press the heel back here down, and I come forward with that knee. And then I just keep pushing. As I'm trying to put my heel down, I'm gonna try to pull the back of my head back. Okay, this is a really good recovery move for anybody with stiff back, stiff hips, you know, any of those types of issues. And you don't hold it forever. Then once you've done that, then come right back down. Now let the hips drop. Just go ahead and let the hips drop. Keep your shoulders down. Breath, 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 breath. Come back. This time, we're going to step out like that. And then you're going to just come down to the chair. So now my toe is pointed this way. This toe is to the chair. Now I'm going to just come down and keep this knee going out. You should feel that in your groin. Okay? Big press. Move back. Move in. Move back. Keep that knee bending just a little bit. Come back in and move back. Take a deep breath. Good, good. And then come back in. Now I'll take the other leg. Okay. Now, if this bothers you, the head being down a little bit, then come up here. This is perfectly fine. So that you're staying more neutral and you don't get such a head rush. Okay, so you can stay up here. So what you want to do here now, your toes turned out. You want to sit back. So whether you're down on your elbows or not, if you're sitting back in this position, wow, are you going to feel your groin all the way down to behind the knee. So you're just sitting back with that toe out. The one toe is this one. Your stability leg is pointing towards your chair. And you're just sitting back, sitting back, sitting back, sitting back. Give it just a second. Release. And then come back. Breath, breath, breath. And then come back. Okay, ready? This is your kitchen chair. Put your hands toward the back. Press. Keep your ears between your shoulders. Between your biceps. Press back. Really pressing through the lats, all through the arms, chest, stretching your upper back. So once I've done that, I'm going to step in, take a big deep breath, way down here, hang out, and you're doing a lower squat with your feet on the ground. Breath, breath, all your four corners of your feet are hanging out down there. You're gonna stay there as long as you can. And then when you think you're done, then bend the knees, come up and come up. Big breath. Go into that W, just like that. Go right out here to this T. And you're gonna come right up here. You're gonna hang out up here just for a second. Take a big deep breath, step, and push the heel back in the back. Then you're gonna pull those elbows back. So you're gonna open up that whole shoulder, bring her down, bring her down, bring her down, bring her down, bring her down. Okay? Step back, other leg, it's gonna step out. We're gonna go into our W. Like that. Elbows are right here, hands are back. Go to your T. Take a big deep breath, and you can either do a Y, or you can try to bring it all the way up. Okay? Like here or here. Okay? Keep your heel down. Take a big deep breath, go way back. Yeah, keep your chin tucked, drop your shoulders, and then come down. Nice. Take a big breath, shoulder roll, shoulder roll, shoulder roll. So this is just going to be one It's not gonna be the full 50 minutes. We've got probably a good 45 minutes on this one. But this is getting back on track after eating maybe a little too much. Grab you a fry pan, load a bucket, and you can do some appreciable strength work. So let me, I will be back on Monday. Good job.